Morning and welcome back to the Smarter Wealth channel. I am your host, Troy Lerche, bringing you this week in wealth. This week, we're talking about the week ending November 12th, 2021. And it was a pretty uneventful week in the markets. We didn't have much of a big moves across the board. I hope everybody had a good weekend, and we'll jump right into it. We had the CAPE indicator drop to 39.51, down from 40 even last week. We are still no changes in bull territory, and we have 4 of our 4 indicators are positive. As I mentioned, we had the U.S. markets. They retreated slightly from record highs, but nothing worth really noting. It was less than 1% or 0.5% either way. In international markets, they actually finished up in the green. But again, did not see any major moves. We had some international developed markets retreated about 0.5%, and emerging markets were up about 2%. Commodities, which I know right now could be a hot topic based on inflationary concerns. So precious and base metals moved higher as investors reacted to news on the inflationary front. Had gold up 2.9, silver was up 4.9, copper was up 2.5, and energy actually pulled back for the 3rd consecutive week, but only lost 0.6%, so not much. In U.S. economic news, I sometimes, I want to talk a little bit about it. Number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits slid to new low for pandemic era. As businesses continue to retain workers they have and look for more. And the labor shortage is another topic in a lot of our commentary here. So, but one thing that I wanted to point out was a record number of Americans quit their jobs in September in the midst of the worst labor shortage in decades. The Labor Department reported 4.4 million people quit their jobs in September, which was a 3rd consecutive record high. So that's kind of odd because we've got open positions and all the small businesses and are looking for skilled workers and people are quitting at a record pace. So that's something to watch. Speaking of small businesses, optimism amongst small businesses hit a 7-month low as they continue to struggle to find people and supplies. They can't produce. The supply chain disruptions are funneling down to every bit of the labor market and the production. And the business owners aren't really expecting this to be transitory, that quote unquote word transitory that the Federal Reserve keeps putting out there. The measure of how small business owners think the economy perform over the next 6 months sank to its lowest level in almost 9 years. So obviously they're not very optimistic. Cost of living or inflationary things surged last week as Americans pay more for food, gas, and everything else. The consumer price CPI jumped 0.9% last month, which was 0.3 more than analysts expected. The reading of CPI is more than triple the Fed Reserve's intended 2% rate and the highest reading since November of 1990. So that's something to be on the lookout. I know I've had many conversations with clients about it, and we will have to see how it plays out. We are on, high alert. We know everybody's feeling it. Markets are at all-time highs, still pushing higher and higher, but we are watching closely to see what the inflation's going to do and if there's any needed adjustments in our portfolios. Prices at the producer and wholesale level surged again last month, offering little hope that inflation will go away anytime soon. In international economic news, we had the Bank of Canada becoming the first central bank from a G7 country to exit its quantitative easing and signaled it could begin hiking interest rates as early as April next year, which is 3 months earlier than expected. So that is a positive that Canada seems to think that they can maybe slow it down a little bit because their inflation numbers were 4.4 in September, which is the highest in nearly 2 decades. And then finally, when you think of Apple as a company, a lot of people, if you look at their earnings reports or whatever, Apple is a money-making machine. And many people don't understand how big of a company and how astonishing their numbers are. In the time it took you to read that sentence, or took me to read that sentence, Apple brought in $20,000. By the end of the day, Apple will have made $1 billion in revenue. So there's a graphic that is in the attached report that says, how much did Apple make today? Net sales broke down by time frame 12 months ending 9/25/2021. So every second they make $11,600. Every minute they make $696,000. Every hour they make $41.8 million. And every day, every 24 hours, they make $1 billion+. So that is those numbers are pretty astonishing, and they have transformed what everybody does every day, and the phone in their hand. So hope everybody has a great week, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Stay safe out there. Bye.